Queen Elizabeth II was clearly loved by people all around the world. After the death of Her Majesty, many have been sharing their grief in unique ways. Among them are the players of Splatoon 3, who've been remembering the Queen through memes in the game. Let's dive into today's video to know more about how they honored her in the game. First off, in Splatoon 3, players have been using memes to memorialize Queen Elizabeth II. Britain's longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, passed away on Thursday. The late Queen oversaw a post-war World War II UK that decolonized its overseas possessions. Since the Queen passed away, tributes and criticism from all over the world have flooded in, including from Nintendo's brand new video game, Splatoon 3. The third installment of Nintendo's kid-friendly shooter series Splatoon was out on September 9th, the day after the Queen passed away, and so it only makes sense that players decided to pay their respects to the long-reigning monarch while also trying out all the cool new features the game brought with it. Players can interact with one another in the game's central city of Splattsville by writing messages on the walls or creating artwork for text boxes that appear above their avatars. The digital metropolis was also filled with references to the Queen after the game's release, and very soon, all of this devolved into full-blown memeage. And we can't say we're too surprised. Gamers have always been quick to turn anything and everything into a joke, and the Queen's death is no different. Although, as weird as it may seem, this may even be a way for some of them to deal with their sadness while also honoring her. Following up on the memes that were being shared in Splatoon 3. Players have been having a blast ever since Splatoon 3 came out. Its release date matching so coincidentally with the Queen's passing has made the launch even more hectic than it would have been otherwise. Some content creators shared their experiences of the sheer chaos online. When content creator Ultima got into Splatoon 3, she was met with a wall with the graffiti, "The Queen is dead." Editor-in-chief of Kotaku, Patricia Hernandez, observed gamers with text boxes reading, "Rip Queen Elizabeth, you would have loved Splatoon 3. Some other boxes stated how the Queen's death is what allowed Splatoon 3 to release, and we must not let her sacrifice go in vain. Others joked about how she is temporary, but Splatoon is forever, and so we should continue to play the game instead of being sad. While some of these jokes might feel like they've gone a bit too far, but the rule of the internet is that it's impossible to really stop people from memeing things. We should also mention that the Queen was a huge fan of Nintendo. While the link between Nintendo and Queen Elizabeth II might seem odd to some, the fact is that she was actually a huge fan of the video game company, and people, of course, poked fun at this too in their meme. A text box mentioned how this would be the first Nintendo game she won't get to see. In 2008, the Queen was given a Nintendo Wii by Catherine, Princess of Wales, who was then Kate Middleton. She'd seen the monarch enjoying herself on Prince William's Wii. Reportedly, Kate Middleton gave her at-the-time boyfriend Prince William the gaming system for Christmas, but after seeing her grandson play, the royal begged to join in. She apparently tried a simple 10-pin pinball arcade, and, by all accounts, was a natural. It's sad the public never got to see her skills at Wii bowling, though. We've got to say, it's not surprising that the Wii can fascinate any member of the family, even the royals. As part of a marketing push, game producer THQ even made an attempt to win the Queen's favor by delivering a Wii that was covered in gold to Buckingham Palace. Plus, Nintendo also showed a nice gesture after the monarch's passing. Nintendo could be the only significant video game company that predates the monarch. Hanafuda, a type of traditional Japanese playing cards, was produced there when it was established in 1889. Nintendo confirmed recently that the long-running rumors about a new Nintendo Direct presentation were accurate, and that the company would be broadcasting a live stream on September 13 at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to discuss many forthcoming games. But soon afterward, Nintendo's UK division confirmed that it would be skipping the planned event as a mark of respect following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. The company also didn't specify which titles would be shown off as part of the presentation. Nintendo UK gave an explanation on Twitter that they won't be live streaming the Nintendo Direct out of respect for the time of national mourning. It was instead made available on YouTube the following day, though this was only delayed for fans in the UK. Everyone else got to see it as planned, so we're sure many people watched it regardless of the delay. Let's also discuss the widespread success of Splatoon 3. It's no surprise that so many people are remembering Queen Elizabeth II in Splatoon 3, considering its highly successful launch. The game has been off to great reviews that are highlighting its many different aspects. Splatoon's single-player campaigns have always been geared toward getting you acquainted with the game's multiplayer fighting models, which are significantly more more furious and chaotic. And Splatoon 3 seems to continue that tradition. This resulted in a whole new interpretation of the hub world design for the series, combined with some of the greatest concepts from Splatoon 2's Octo expansion. Splatoon 3 bravely gave us the freedom to forge our own way toward any of its 70 short, creative missions and to choose where to go next while exploring its world of gooey ooze. Players encountered a number of adversaries that were carried over from prior Splatoon games, though they still enjoyed completing the campaign's wide range of goals and reaching its explosively exciting conclusion. Because of this, the game is on course to be the best-selling titles for the Nintendo Switch in Japan after selling over 3.45 million units in only 3 days. The first sales figures for Splatoon 3 have already surpassed those of other significant Switch titles like Animal Crossing New Horizons and Pokémon Legends Arceus. In other news, Nintendo reveals the launch date for Breath of the Wild 2. Finally, a title and a release date for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel has been announced. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was introduced by Nintendo on Tuesday during a Nintendo Direct event. Previously, Nintendo had kept the title of Breath of the Wild sequel a secret because it was too spoiler-heavy. The game is set to release on Nintendo Switch on May 12, 2023. In a fresh Tears of the Kingdom clip released by Nintendo, Link is seen gliding across Hyrule's skies in novel ways. Link was shown flying across the sky of Hyrule in a teaser unveiled in June during E3 2021, along with other new abilities and weaponry. Considering how well received the first part was, we expect the sequel to do well too. It was a delight to explore because of Link's climbing and gliding skills. Plus, flying through the air is especially magnificent, and that's something that looks to be a big focus this time around. Next up, you may summon legendary fighters in the newest Fire Emblem game. The recent Nintendo Direct included the announcement of a new mainline Fire Emblem game. Its scheduled release date is presently scheduled for January 20th, 2023, and is called Fire Emblem Engage. In the brief trailer, the main character could be seen calling in renowned Fire Emblem warriors like Marth to help in combat. After a millennium, the main character, who has odd blue and red hair, awakens with amnesia. They must work together with friends to eliminate a powerful dragon that threatens the land. However, it appears this is no ordinary foe. Fire Emblem Three Houses, which was released in 2019, was the most recent entirely original Fire Emblem game. That game included a number of fascinating characters and offered 4 alternative tale pathways. Lastly, Xbox is getting Deathloop with an all-new update. Deathloop, a PlayStation 5 console-only game from last year, will now be available on Xbox Series X and S, according to a statement from Microsoft. It will also have a number of enhancements, including a freshly longer finale. The major news, though, is the addition of the Golden Loop update, a free update that adds a new weapon, new opponent kinds, new upgrades, cross-platform PvP matching, and an updated ending. These are all excellent upgrades, but many people will be interested in the new finale because it was one of the few small critiques in an otherwise amazing game. Deathloop's new update was revealed during the Xbox Tokyo Games Show webcast. It will be accessible on Xbox Series X and S, and through Game Pass starting on September 20th. Preloading is already possible, although it's the same game that was published for the PlayStation 5 the previous year. It has all the updates added since its initial releases, such as a picture mode and a variety of accessibility settings. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about the Splatoon 3 community's response to the Queen's passing? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.